Yes, it worked this time. Perfect. Hey guys, can't get her back in the cage at the moment, so you're going to have to put up with her being on my head. Although she doesn't like hands. She's perfectly happy to rip the shit out of my cap though. So, welcome. I'm probably only going to get a couple of people in tonight. But this one is something that people can go back on. Yes, I know you're there. Leave it alone. No. Yeah, so basically, I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Chris, how you doing? Darren, XRP Ball. Herson Pullman, you can actually thank Herson for my my going live tonight, because he went on my live stream yesterday and had a look at the video. Stop it. And basically said that he'd like some more information about other stuff. So Darren, the whales are starting to move large amounts of XRP. Fantastic. Hopefully that means that they're getting positioned for something wonderful, which would be absolutely fantastic. Chris Chisme, bear with me. How you doing? No, you're supposed to stay on the hat. No. Hold on. Come on. Get on my hand. Get on my hand or fly off. No. Fuck off. Okay. Well, you can. If she moves, she'll go in front of the camera, because she's actually on the edge of the laptop right now. So up to Chisme. Chris, how you doing? Yes, I'm live again. Well, I'm going away for a couple of days. So yeah, thanks, Andrew Nation. So I thought I would get it over and done with and do my couple of live streams this week, like last night and today, because somebody actually challenged me to do so, go live a couple of times a week. I'm just going to put this paper underneath that, so that move, go that way, move over that way. Thank you. So yeah, so I'm thinking about doing some other little bits and pieces. Hi, Cadbury Quick Looker. Some little bits and pieces. So hopefully this one won't be any more than half an hour, because I have some gin and tonic to take for the evening, because it's my last night home tonight. Mark UK, the reason I had the cap on was so the bird couldn't shit on my head, but she got wise to the fact that I was wearing the cap. And what I've been trying to do is get her to sit on the cap on my shoulder, and then gradually she sort of walks up, and she likes to play with my hair, so she gets off the cap, and then she's sitting on my shoulder, and I move the cap out of the way. But I'm trying to tame her, but she has a habit of looking over the peak. So every now and then I just get this little head that pops over, and she has a look at me, and it's lovely. It really is lovely. But so sorry about the delay in starting. It just would not go live, so I had to restart on that side of it, but luckily I didn't lose the settings that I put in. Andrew Nation, your Twitter was hacked, can't get in. Oh, okay. I don't know what to suggest on that one. Basically, you could get in touch with Twitter and do some proof of ID. Yeah, have they changed your email address as well, so you can't actually reset your password with your email address? That might be an idea. You probably thought of that already. Anyway, Oliver, how you doing? Edwardina, thank you very much for coming in yet again. Polka Pan, how you doing? Haven't seen you here before, so welcome if you're a new YouTuber to me. Obviously Steve in your other YouTube account, so hopefully you've subscribed twice to me. That would be really nice. Owl, how you doing, honey? Good to see you here. Chucky Loco's in the house. And Chris, I love your handle. Just lolling so much. Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I done a little bit of research earlier on today, and it opened up a whole new world, which is why this actually says part 1. So this is going to be a 2-part series, but I really did not have time today to do the rest of it. So what started me off on this was somebody went onto my YouTube from yesterday and asked if I had any information about exchanges. And it's one of the things that I said I was going to do was to do the on and off ramps for the exchanges, to let people know which ones are and which ones aren't on and off ramps. You know, some do, some don't. So places like BitTrue, you can buy, so you can go on, but you can't come off. So I started to go through. I mean, I've only gone through a few, and by a few I mean about 12, 13, and I've still got a few left to do. As I was going through, basically what it did was it highlighted to me that there's an awful lot of difference on some of the charges. So that's something that's going to be, I think, live stream number 2 about the exchanges. I'm going to let you know how much it costs to buy, how much it costs to trade, and how much it costs to offload it, to sell it, to fiat, to get it out, and if there's a charge for transferring into your bank account as well. So I'm just going to, the bird is really distracting me. There's nothing up with the bird. she's preening herself, and she's sitting on the top of the laptop, would you believe? But I can't show you because obviously the camera's in the laptop. Carolina, how you doing? Carolina, sorry, how you doing? Angie, thank you for coming in. Tony Favell, knew you'd be here. I sent you a message. Dilip D'Souza, welcome. David D, 172 subs to go. Woohoo! Thank you very much for sharing, every one of you. Honestly, who'd have thunk it? I've only got 172 subs to go, and Steve actually got in touch with me earlier, and there's message says, "Oh, hello, services into the microphone. Come on, girl. Yeah. Land on my hand. All right, land up there. I don't care. Right. Sorry, hat's got to go back on because she'll come and land on my head next. So is that better? Coinbase and PayPal, but not for large amounts. Okay. Justin, hi, thank you for coming. So basically, I've gone through a few of them, and what it's done is I've got the list of the ones that you can go on and the ones that you can come off. Yeah, Chris, I know they say never work with animals, but what I haven't done is I haven't had the chance to actually put the costings up against each other, because the whole point of this is to try and get a bit of clarity to people in the community of what they can look at. You know, I mean, anybody can look at anything, and I'm not going to go through every single exchange. That'd just be really stupid. But what I've done is I've just had a look at the ones that I actually registered with. Zerps will not fly out the window because the windows and doors are closed. I've lost a bird that way, and no way am I ever going to lose a bird that way again. So yeah, I mean, Coinbase in itself is really good with PayPal. The problem that we've got with Coinbase in the UK is there's no way of actually selling XRP to fiat. So what you have to do is you have to sell the XRP to something like, I don't know, Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then sell it to fiat. Bitstamp is one that I have on the list of things to look at, but haven't actually looked at that at all. So I'm just going to put that on my, I think I've started the registration procedure, but haven't finished that. So just to let you know, on and off, and this is literally on and off ramps. The ones, you've got places like Bitrue, which is an on ramp, but not an off ramp, obviously. But that's one that hopefully is going to come into its own once he's actually finished. Thank you. Once he's actually finished applying for all the relevant licenses. Got to say, one of the cheapest on ramps that I've found so far is Parrot, which is actually set up by Week to Wind. So basically, yeah, I know, thanks. Never worked with animals. This is why I keep you in the cage. Now I've lost my track. Basically, yeah, so on ramps, Week to Wind actually has a really, yeah, hello, how you doing? You're just saying hello, are you? Really? You know you're distracting me, don't you? Yeah. Sorry. She's literally trying to work out who I'm talking to. Hello. But Week to Wind, the Parrot is actually, it's based in Holland, so it's a Dutch bank that it goes to, so it works in euros. So so the euro side of things actually no, I'm sorry. But it cost me an extra £5 whenever I do any sort of transfer abroad into any other currency. And it cost me it's £5 extra, but sometimes it doesn't actually make it worthwhile for me. So you've got to be careful when you do these things and work out what's best for you in the way of financially. So add the £5 to the amount of coins that I could have bought, and then work that out to what it would have cost if I'd have gone through a different exchange. So so I found that I did a quick like for like when Binance first brought out the Binance Jersey, and I did a side-by-side comparison with Wirex, and in fact Binance was more expensive than Wirex, even though, and unfortunately Wirex has now changed and increased their prices since then. But it's little things like that that you can do. Just put them side by side on the computer and see which one you end up with the most amount of coins with for the least amount or same amount of fiat. So and that's something that's really key to do, because if you're buying, even if you're buying small amounts, you know, it's really difficult to sit down and work out whether you've got a good deal unless you're actually putting it with all these different exchanges at the same time. So knowing roughly what the actual charges are will give you some sort of idea on leave my brows alone, that hurts. Having some sort of idea of the actual charges will give you an idea of who is best for you. Now the charges will change, but bearing in mind how much you're actually buying. So sometimes, you know, you've got to do smaller orders and larger orders and then just put them side by side. You don't have to finalize the orders, and that's a really good thing to do, because it gives me sort of an idea that on who's good to buy with and who's not. And basically, I mean, for me, Coinbase was one of the cheapest ones, but I don't like using Coinbase because I can't buy my XRP. So then you have to factor in that I can put money onto Coinbase. Don't you dare shit. I can put money onto Coinbase. I can buy. I can then go and buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then I have to move that over to Coinbase Pro, and then I can change it into XRP, and then I can move it out. And that hasn't changed in the UK. I understand that there's that's slightly different for some people over in America, because you can actually buy XRP. She's just seen herself. I've moved the screen. You can buy XRP direct, which is something that we can't do. So Coinbase and Santander has an issue. Now, I don't know. Santander apparently saying that they wouldn't accept payments from Coinbase. Okay, the good thing about Coinbase is they have PayPal. So you don't have to actually have it from Coinbase straight into your bank account. You could actually have it put to your PayPal account, which isn't a bad idea. And then from the PayPal account, it can go over to your bank account. And you can split that between your bank accounts anyway. So basically, that's a really good way of getting round the situation if you like to use Coinbase. Jared Howard, welcome, and Daniel Caswell, thank you. PayPal, then use PayPal Cash Card. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to use Wirex. I still use Wirex. If I've got little bits to buy in, sometimes it's actually better to buy on Wirex than it is on Bitrue. Although now that Bitrue's got a guarantee on being cheaper than anybody else when you're onboarding fiat into the exchange, then that's a little bit of a game changer on the way in. So it's something to be aware of, and then you can use that to try and make sure that you get the best deal. Martini guy got banned from PayPal for withdrawing to bank in UK. Why? I use PayPal all the time. But yeah, if they do that, then fine. There's things that you can do. I mean, Coinbase has got a Coinbase card. You don't actually need to withdraw from Coinbase anymore. So just saying, there is a way to spend. And then obviously it's not something that you would do and store your coins on there, but for buying, difficult to do one-handed. As you do. Hold on. Search. I have to go on the shoulder. There you go. You've got the Revolut card there. And that's something that can be used. You can drop your coins on there rather than sell them down and spend them off the Revolut card. Yes, I love you too. Thank you. And then again, the Wirex card. You can actually move your coins onto Wirex and sell down, but again, you've got to be careful of the different fees that they bring into the equation. And but if you're not talking about huge amounts of money, sometimes the easiest way, for the sake of speed, is going to be the best way, rather than move it from there to there to there to there to there in order to achieve what you need to achieve. So get off my ears. Ow! Get off. Crypto Bird Dog, how you doing, honey? I'm being attacked. So yeah. Ahmed Ali, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Let me just put the bird back on my hand. She's not hand tamed, by the way. Now I completely lost where I was. Hold on, wait, let me go back. Binance, I found Binance really expensive. Even down to up against Bitrue, Binance was expensive. So I will go through and work out what the charges are on all the different exchanges specifically. And then basically what that will do is give you an idea of where the best places are to go. But the exchanges that I was looking at, obviously Binance has got the on-ramp, and I believe it's got an off-ramp, as has Coinbase, but Coinbase has not got an off-ramp at the moment in the UK. That's off until I think it's the 15th of September. Bitrue is an on-ramp, but not an off-ramp, not yet. Bittrex is an on and off-ramp. And CEX.io, that's an on and off ramp too. What I've tried to do is I've tried to join the exchanges that actually have the on and off ramps. Coinbase obviously is on and off, not for the UK at the moment, but it will be. And Coinbase Pro, you can have an on and off, but the off is limited to $10,000 unless you actually increase your limit. So I've sent them an email and asked them to increase my limit to 200,000. Coin Exchange, unfortunately, does not have an on or out off ramp. So I joined that, and it's pretty much not useful for me at all. Cryptono, there's no on and off, but again is useful for some of the coins that are on there. The reason that I've joined the ones that haven't got any on or off ramp is because the coins that were available at the time. KuCoin and Mercatox, exactly the same, no on and off ramp. So you have to, by that I mean that you have to buy in a different exchange and then transfer something like Ethereum or Bitcoin over to that exchange in order to purchase and do the dealing to get the coin that you want. She's looking at me weird. Bitpanda is an on and off ramp. I quite like Bitpanda. I'm very, very impressed with their anti-money laundering. Tina Hall in the house, and Matt Richter. Hello, how you doing? Oh, Daniel Caswell. Absolutely right. I researched XRP Ripple when I look for videos. Yeah, person, exactly. If it goes to a decent price, they can have the fees. And good evening, Neo stuff. So basically, the only other one to the 11 I've gone through is Stex, and Stex has got no on and off ramp at all. So the ones that don't have the on and off ramp is Cryptono, KuCoin, Mercatox, and Stex. The ones that have on ramps but not off ramps is Bitrue so far, and the ones that have on and off ramps is Binance, Bittrex, CEX.io, Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, and Bitpanda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these in a list, and I'll put that onto Twitter. And if everybody, as long as everybody's on Twitter, then basically you'll get to see it. If you haven't got a Twitter account, if you message me in here, then I'll find some way, we'll find a way of getting it to you. But this list that I've put together, it's going to be on a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is actually going to have various different, as well as the list of the names and whether they're on and off or just on or not at all. It's going to have a list of their fees. Will you just stop? No. That hurts. Hurts. Yes, hurts. No. David D, are you able to use Uphold? That's the one I didn't put on the list, and I love Uphold. Uphold. See, I ran out of time. I've actually got an account with Uphold, and that's an on and off ramp. Their fees are a little bit high, which is a real shame, but they're a really, really good exchange. And the reason that I say they're a good exchange is because they allow you to have, you can separate, you can set up. I've got, you know, we hear about XRP bags. So you've got short, shallow bags that you can set up. See, that's better. I don't mind if you shit down the top because I can put it in the wash afterwards. You've got shallow bags and everything like that. What on Uphold, basically what you can do is you can set up like an XRP card and call it whatever you want. So I've got XRP card for 3,000 coins that I'm going to sell. And basically I've got like, it's called $10, $50, $100, $150. And basically what it does is it means that I can segregate my leave my ears alone. Oh God, I'm being attacked. Sorry guys, this will never happen again. Let me just take this off and then I'll have to take my earrings out. Never, ever, ever, ever again. She's a nightmare. She'll learn. I'll train her, ultimately. But yeah, so what Uphold does is allows you to segregate out. So you can actually set out what it is that you want to do. So when you're putting together your exit plan, you can have, even if you don't keep the amount of coins in there, and obviously you keep them on your nano, basically what you can do is you can set your cards up so that you can call it like 3,000 coins at $10. And that gives you a visual on your exit plan. But also what I've done is I've got cards. Ow! I've got cards called like for my sister, my best mates, my nieces and my nephews, so that for their birthdays and Christmas and things like that, what I'm doing is I'm putting the coins, or I'm upping the name of it, so that it goes from 300 to 600, say. And basically what that means is that when we moon, or when it gets to a certain no, don't eat my face. Leave my ears alone. Just go for my hair. Look, hair, look. See? There you go. Oh God. You do realise I'm going to end up having to redo this video. I'll do it without a live stream, I think. So basically, I love Uphold, because basically what I've done is I've segregated out. I've got my exit plan there in black and white, as well as separate cards for my beneficiaries, I'm calling them. And then basically it means that I can log into Uphold and just see where I am, because obviously everybody, I hope, is keeping really good records somewhere. So you're going to have a spreadsheet or a list or something somewhere to show how much you've got, even if it's just logging into your nano and seeing what the total is. Is Uphold EU based? Do you know what? I don't know the answer to that. I will tell you in a second. So yeah, so Uphold, I love Uphold. I can't even believe I left it off the list. But again, slightly higher on the charges. So sometimes it's actually easier for me to transfer from Uphold to Wirex, to physically put it on the card and then spend it on the card, rather than have it transferred over to my bank account, because it takes up to 48 hours to hit your bank account. Yes, Uphold is an off-ramp. James from Ireland. Oh, thanks, David D. That saves me going looking. So yeah, so it's not a definitive list that I've got in any way, shape or form. But what it does, it tickles. What it does is God, it's like little needles. What it does is gives you an idea of the different exchanges that are out there and the ones that have got on and off ramps. And I will be putting this, as I said, onto Twitter, and then I will update when I get back, because I'm, or should it be provide you do? Don't know. Good content you do provide. Stop it. Get that hurts. Birthmark there. Tina Hall's going to get one of her chickens and do a live stream. Yeah, and then I can get to laugh at you the same way you lot are laughing at me. So it just gives you an idea of the on and off ramps, and the ones that basically are not an on and off ramp or are just an on ramp. And what it'll do is it saves you wasting time. This is the idea. I can see absolutely no point in me doing all of this work, registering with all these different exchanges, and then realizing there's no point in me doing that because either it's too expensive, it's not intuitive enough, or it's too expensive, or it's not an on or off ramp. So basically, Uphold is unique. How do I explain it? Basically, what you do when you go into Uphold is they've got a limited amount of coins that they sell, and you've got a limited amount of fiat that you can buy with. So what you do is you can load up the fiat card for Great British pounds, so sterling, and then you can use that to purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. And it will move from the GBP card to the XRP card. And then what you can also do, you can just leave it as that, right? It just looks, the format is a card, so it's not like a list, basically. But what you can also do is you can set up another XRP card, or 2 or 3 or 10 or 20. And it was Brad Kimes that gave me this idea, because I was listening to him one day and he was talking about Uphold and the fact that you could do this, you could segregate your XRP into different accounts that looks like a card. So I went into Uphold, and what I did was I set up, I think it was 5 different cards, XRP cards, so that no, get off my hair, no, thank you. So I had different XRP cards, and then what I did was I went in and loaded some XRP into Uphold, and then I just transferred it internally into these different cards. And what it did was enabled me to label the cards for my nieces and nephews. And then I was talking to somebody about exit plans and how I'm separating out some of my coins to be sold at different times. And then I thought it would be perfect to actually use the cards in Uphold as a constant reminder. So it's called, because they go in alphabetical order. So all the ones that say exit and XIT, so it's all at the end. Hi, Annalise. Basically what it is, it means that all of those have got exit $5, 3K. So I'm going to be selling 3,000 coins at $5. It just gives, typical. As long as it's on the top, I don't care. But not on my hand. Yoda, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. Get off my ears. What is it? Look, you're a female. Please leave me alone. Leave my ears alone. No. Sorry, guys. I'm going for a bad hair day, because if she can't see them, she can't get to them. How's that? That'll do. David D. People used to love multiple exchanges, but now Bitrue is paying content creators. Mostly are pushing Bitrue. YouTubers should regularly be disclosing they are being paid, while Bitrue is smart, a bias is created. Yes and no, because what they're being paid to do, and it's not a lot of money. What Bitrue have decided to do is made ambassadors of some of the more prolific YouTubers that people will go to when they come into the crypto sphere. And they're the YouTubers that will come up on searches and everything like that. And very, very smart marketing, what they're doing is they're paying them small amounts, not massive amounts or anything like that, to be ambassadors for them. And that means that they know about the exchange and how it works, and they become the focal point for people who've got problems, so that they can help them out on that side of it. Now, when they're doing I've seen Brad Kimes. I haven't watched Alex Cobb since he was appointed, but Kimes actually does say, you know, I've been appointed as an ambassador for Bitrue, and just to let you know, this is what they say. So, I mean, I endorse Bitrue. They haven't done anything wrong yet. So they're one of the ones that I do endorse, along with other exchanges, but that's not to the exclusion of other exchanges. That's just the ones that I feel comfortable with. So they're the ones that I know about the most and I'm comfortable speaking about the best of. Whereas I might not have had a customer service experience with some of the other exchanges, so haven't got anything to say about them because I don't actually know about it. So it is smart marketing, David D. Doesn't know how much they're being compensated, and most have stopped mentioning other exchanges. I'm happy for other YouTube competitions, but we need transparency. I get that, and maybe that's something that I can feed back to some of the other guys, maybe one of the other ambassadors, and then they can have a discussion about that and how they're going to bring that to the marketplace. At the moment, apart from the fact that Binance is following on the piggy power type of thing, there's no one else that really touches Bitrue, and that's just being honest, because we're XRP community, so of course we're going to be generating towards the ones that actually support XRP as a pair the most. So, and then basically you've got the ability of getting, like Chris is saying, Chisme, you know, their customer service is second to none in the marketplace at the moment. I mean, I've had some problems with Bitrue, and they jump straight away completely to try and put it right so that the customer experience is good. No, I didn't look at CoinDeal Neo stuff, but I can do. I'll stick that on the list as well. But it's a case of it's been put together in a very smart marketing move, and what they're doing is they're bringing people into they're bringing people in the community that know what they're talking about to deal with them. But you also need to understand. I get what you say about the competition for the other exchanges and everything, but you also have to understand that these YouTubers, they're not going to actually say yes to being an ambassador until they've done their due diligence. There's no way that they're going to be sitting behind an exchange just because they're paying them if they're shit, because they have definitely, all of them have got more self-esteem than that. You know, they have a high integrity, and I think that I can take it back. It's not a problem. I can take back to the guys, you know, Bones, Crypto Wolf, or even Kimes, and just say to them, look, you know, this is what people were thinking. Maybe you should get together, because they'll have a little chat room of their own. So maybe they can get together and just decide how they do it in a way that's fair and even for the community. Even if it is saying, look, you know, I'm an ambassador. I do get a form of compensation for being an ambassador. They're not being paid a wage or anything like that. They're not employed by the company. But it's not to the exclusion of other exchanges. It's just that when I heard Kimes turn around and say today about the fact that Binance is bringing out some extra bits and pieces and following on to the offering that Bitrue has actually done. So he's covering off, but we haven't had a chance to have a proper look at the new Binance offering. And nobody else goes and does the changes and the offering and the constant updates that Bitrue does. And I'm not getting paid, and I'm not an ambassador, you know, so I'm fair and hopefully even about all of this. And basically I am in their VIP, so I do have a lot of people come to me to get some help. Most of the time it's just questions on how something works, so I can do that without referring them in. What are you doing? But yeah, and if maybe Zerps is hungry. No, she's been in her cage all day eating. I can attest to that, because I haven't hoovered up the stuff that she's chucked out of her cage, Ahmed. It's all over the floor still. Neo stuff, what happened there? Hold on. I'm looking to buy a Ledger Payday. If I send my coins from my exchange, to that, I would be able to send it back to an exchange if I want to sell it down the line. Yes, that's exactly how it works. You take it offline to your ledger, and then you put it back on when you want to sell it off. Or you can, depending on which ledger it is, if it's a nano, I don't think you can swap between them, but you might be able to. I've only got XRP on my ledger. But once White, I keep talking about this, when Wheat to Wind actually brings out his new wallet, it's going to be a game changer, because you're going to be able to buy and sell, exchange, do whatever. All the coins are going to be in one place, so it is going to be a complete game changer on that side of it. Oh, XRP Yoda, you personally buy it anywhere that it goes straight on the Nano S. Exactly. But if I've got a list of the best places that you can buy, or the different exchanges and the charges that they charge, so that you can make an informed decision on where you actually want to go and get it from, so you don't have to wander around and see who's got the best deal at the time, then it's going to make life a little bit simpler. Oh, just get off my eyes. You'd live off the interest instead of selling anything. Yeah, Daniel Caswell, sorry. You can get into the Vet Ada hot, but not XRP. It closes in 2 seconds. Just keep trying. I found that doing the 3 o'clock in the morning was better than doing the 3 o'clock in the afternoon UK time. It's just jumped all the way down. So, oh, she's so funny. There you go. You look at yourself. She likes looking at herself in the mirror, so I've just brought the picture up again. David D. I'm good with YouTubers being compensated, but they just need to let their subscribers know they are being compensated to promote the exchange. It's all good, but they have been bought. They've been incentivized, not been bought. You know, it's not to the exclusion of any other exchanges. So, to be fair, if a YouTuber is going to be talking about the news, then that's going on in the community, then in actual fact, with all the changes that happen, they would talk more about Bitrue than any other exchange going anyway. Ow! Nope. That's my ear. It's all right. Her little claws are like little needles. But I get your point. And yes, I think that would be really good for us to bring it to their attention. I am seeing Bitrue. I'm actually talking to Kuris next, I think Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. So it's something that I can take to him and have a word. But I'll have a word with, I'm in a group with Crypto Wolf and Bones, so I can I'm gonna have a bit of a chat with them and see how they think, so they can have a conversation about it. It's all I can do. I don't get any input. Carl Eric B. Mills, good afternoon and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too, honey. Nano S is what's being recommended by Same rules apply for Nano X. Nano X actually has Bluetooth capabilities. And to be perfectly honest, I'm uncomfortable with that. So I'm ow, get off. Nope. So but that's just me. I'm technologically impaired anyway, so the chance of somebody actually breaking into my Nano with a Bluetooth makes me very, very twitchy, shall we say. Question, get off my eyes. Whether a paid Bitrue ambassador would promote another exchange, even if it was better, just need to be transparent. It's not a Bitrue issue, it's an ambassador issue. Integrity. They're not actually told that they can't talk about any other exchanges, David. They can talk about other exchanges. It's not to the exclusion of everything else. But they're told they are paid so that they keep themselves up to date, and so that they can promote the changes that are going off, because there are so many changes that go off in the go on with Bitrue that it's difficult for people to catch up. So if they don't catch up on Twitter or getting an email through from Bitrue Direct, then basically you've got a chance of catching them, because they'll be watching these YouTubers. I think that's the thought behind it. I mean, obviously, I'll ask the question when I see Kuris. I'll find out exactly. No, doesn't work. Crypto bird dog. Blowing does not stop her. Notorious, thank you so much for coming in. You've missed most of it. I'm just about to wrap up. 48 minutes in. I was only going to do half an hour, but we've had a little bit of a interruption, shall we say, as we've gone. And I think she's liking the fact that she's watching herself on the TV. And you have to understand that behind the laptop on the wall there is a mirror as well. So she's looking at herself on the TV, but she's also looking at herself on the mirror. So she's getting a bit excited, I think. Plus the fact she's only just started giving me kisses. So she's taming up quite nicely. Don't mind that. It's when she's trying to take the mascara off my eyelashes, I actually draw a line. Looking forward to Manchester to interrogate Kuris. I'm actually, Ripple Ninja, you going, yeah? Perfect. I'll meet you there. I'm going up on Thursday. And I'm going to do an interview with Kuris before the meeting. That I won't actually release until after the conference. Agreed, not excluding, but only recommended Bitrue now. I haven't really, I mean, I know that Kynes was talking about Binance earlier, so I don't think that's totally the case. And I don't think Bones ever spoke about anything but Bitrue before he was ever an ambassador anyway, because he's endorsed them all the way through. but Bones is not the zoo. You know, Bones is a part of the zoo, and one of the founding members, but the rest of the members can all talk about anything that they want. It's just that BitTrue is the one with the news at the moment. So Neo stuff, added me on Twitter. Perfect. Just keep an eye out. I'll do a cut and paste into Twitter. It might take a couple of posts to actually do it, because there's going to be quite a few listed on there. Tina Hall thinks she's also try a chicken next time. Me? No. I'm not trying a chicken at all. That's your bag. You do that one. Neo stuff. Anyone seen that crypto tab thing with a hammer? Crypto tab thing with a hammer? No, don't know that one. Bitcoin price could soon become volatile as Craig Wright Kleinman case has to write off half his Bitcoin. Perfect. Trouble is that could sink the market with it. So that might be good in some ways and bad in others. Yeah, I think a chicken would be a little bit too much, unfortunately. Can't wait to see the Binance. Yeah, Binance US, they're creating that from scratch. So they've got the template that they started with, which is set. So any changes would be harder to do, but they're setting up their Binance US from scratch. So they know what they want to change already. So you're going to get all the changes. So I'm presuming that your Binance US exchange is going to be a lot better than what we're going to get or what we've got outside of the US. So it's a double-edged sword. So it's bad in some ways because you've got to move all of your stuff off of Binance in the meantime. But in actual fact, it's going to be a new system. I can't imagine they're just going to replicate and change a couple of bits. They'll build it up from scratch, I would hope. They're a massive exchange. They've got lots of money and lots of people sitting behind them. Bit worried about what? Hold on, let me go back. Yeah, that's about the Bitcoin prices. Yeah, no, I get that. Has anyone disclosed how much of a golden handshake they are getting from BitTrue? That's none of our business, to be honest. That's none of our business. BitTrue was hacked, Daniel, you're right. And they also put back everything that was lost. So nobody actually was out of pocket at all. So it sort of makes you realise that they are trusted, I think, personally, because they made it right. They didn't argue about it. They're not talking about unwrapping or people who have lost their coins because they were hacked or anything like that. Pi is down. Okay, yeah, looks like it. Mine hasn't clicked through. If they sold over the counter, wouldn't affect the price. However, wouldn't that be at market value? Wouldn't be at market. I think a lot of the stuff that they've sold over the counter, they've sold in bulk. And the beauty of bulk buying is that you get it at a better price. And that's no different with any other industry or company. So I would be very surprised if they bought at market price, because that's just not the way it works. Chris, see you later, honey. I'll catch you soon. Right, I've been on 54 minutes. You've got 6 minutes. Daniel, I heard they only insure what you paid for it, not what it was worth. Is that right? They haven't got an insurance. What they've got is money put aside to make up for any hacks that they might get, from my understanding. So they are, I mean, I don't know how it works. So I'm not going to comment on that one, but I will go and find out, and I will let you know. That would be a good way. David D, got a hop, great stuff. Again, I'm not anti-Bitrue or ambassador compensation, just want people to be paid, people being paid to be transparent for the sake of the community. I get it. No, I get it. Honestly, I understand. I see the reason that they've done it. I think it's a really good thing for them to do, because, you know, why pay a marketing company that knows nothing about it to do something that somebody in the community can already do? So for me, it sort of makes sense, but I do get that there is going to be some reservations on how that's going to affect the information going forward. But it's going to make you get, but it's something that can be addressed. It's early on. It's not going to have made any difference to anybody else. So yeah, I'll raise that issue for you if you'd like. But have a lovely rest of your evening. Darren, Florida judge ruled the self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto must forfeit just under 500,000 BTC, worth roughly $5 billion, as well as the intellectual property related to Bitcoin code. Yeah, well, that's what happens when Craig got a little bit too greedy, huh? So, but it just depends on what's going to happen. Over what? Are you talking about the Florida judge ruling? It's because Craig Wright was trying to say that he was Satoshi Nakamoto and he lost. So so yeah, the bag that has been sewn up since Satoshi Nakamoto disappeared is now going to be opened. So interesting times. It's either going to crash the market or just crash Bitcoin if they decide to sell a load of them at one time. He stole from the Kleiman family. I don't really know much about it. I'm not really a Bitcoin fan on that side of it. I've got a little tiny bit of Bitcoin. I think about 0.03 of a Bitcoin. When Dave Kleiman died, yeah, I've heard stories, but because Craig was saying that he was Satoshi, Daniel, and he went to court to challenge that he is due to have all of the money that's been lost in his name. He challenged and said that it was all his. And then the family jumped in and went, actually, no, it's ours. So there was a battle about who it was due to be. And when it come down to it, he was caught out on embellishing, shall we say, about how he did things and how he put it together and the coding that he did, and it didn't make any sense. It was obvious it wasn't him on his own. If it was him with somebody else, then maybe. Bet the maxi pads will be bleeding tonight over that. He couldn't sign the transaction on the block trade. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I don't know much about it, like I said, but it's definitely an interesting thing, because that Bitcoin could have been sewn up forever. So in actual fact, it's going to be opened up and bought into the market at some point. So so yeah, right. So 1 minute, 10 seconds left. I'm going to start signing off now because I am going to go. I'm celebrating tonight because I got a job. So I have a small bottle of gin and I'm going to have a couple of quaffs. I'm actually off to Berlin tomorrow. No, I'm off to my sister's tomorrow to fly out at 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday morning to go to Berlin. And I'm not back until Sunday night, which also means that I'm probably not going to be home until Monday. So you're not going to actually, I'll be on Twitter. I can't be on YouTube because I can't stream from my phone. But I will be uploading some videos. I'm actually going to meet about 125 people from 80 different countries in amongst about 1,100 people from 100 different countries. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. I've been doing this for the last 8 years, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's the new catalogue launch for my magnetic jewellery, and I am so excited about it. And it's always epic when we have a new catalogue launch. Awe-inspiring, amazing, amazing, and the jewelry itself is always wonderful and fantastic. But basically, I can't stream anything to do with crypto. I'll be uploading videos, so don't go in if you're not interested. It's going to be my way of keeping track of what I'm doing while I'm out there. You might get a few thoughtful thoughts that I'll record on the video while I'm out there, like I did when I was in Africa. That's mainly to do with coaching stuff, sudden wealth and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so I'm pretty much going to be signing off. Thank you so much. I've got 18 people in the room and 19 likes, so fantastic. Thanks for putting up with me again. We are on an hour, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I will go and post that, and then I'm going to have a drink and try and get this little one back in a cage. But I need the lights off to do that. I'll catch her in a tea towel. I know. She's a good little girl. She's going to miss her mummy. She missed me last time I was away. But I'm only gone for 4 days, so it'll be fine. Right. I'll catch you later. And I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.